afternoon, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, welcome. My name is Jordie James, and thank you so much for joining me today, or this evening for you guys, and it's morning over here. So, as we are in the new moon of Cancer, and this month, well, next month actually, is my birthday month, so I'm looking forward to it. I'm the big half century, which is crazy. Anyway, so a few epiphanies happened this week for me. The first one is I do platform or demonstrating mediumship. And yesterday was my anniversary of actually doing it for 8 years, and it's crazy. So for Spirit to select me, or the universe selecting me to do this work, has been a true honor. I know I've been doing it for at least 9 years. 8 years is when I first sort of stepped out on stage to bring through messages from loved ones. So it is a beautiful thing to be where I'm at and loving everything that I do, which sort of brings to what I want to sort of talk about today. What are the things that you love to do? Now, I know it's the beautiful summer season over there, and I know that you guys are building up to next Monday, which is the 4th of July. So happy Independence Day. I will see you next week, though. And it's a beautiful sort of time of year over in the northern hemisphere, but in the southern hemisphere, we are into winter. We're in the midst of a bitter cold winter, but it's a good thing because we all need seasons. Now, I've always talked about with my friends that I could never live somewhere where it was only dry season and wet season. I need to have the 4 seasons. So it helps me regulate what my energy is like throughout the year. So it's always nice to know where your growth is, where you are in the seasons of your soul. And I have got I'm working on this beautiful deck that I'm looking forward to doing. And like I said, I think I've said this numerous of times, that even though it's summer over there, it's actually it depends on the season. So you could be on a soul season, you could be in winter, but it could be summer. Do you know what I mean? Like it depends on you. So the seasons universally, Mother Earth seasons, do affect us, yes, but we also need to make sure of how we are working with the seasons within ourselves. Now, in the Southern Hemisphere as well, a lot of our celebrations are based on the Northern Hemisphere celebrations. So we've just gone through Yule, which is Christmas in a sense, and it's just a really nice understanding of making sure that when there's seasons working with yourself in your seasons. See, I'm quite sprightly and I'm quite springy at the moment, but I know it's bitter cold and it's winter. So we never really always align with what's going on with Mother Earth either. So it's always making sure that we center and we ground and we know where we are in our energetic field, in our energy. And I just want to say, over the next week or two, have a look to see what you're drawn to, what brings spring in your step, what you love to do, but really center in that. Don't do the external, do the internal. And I just feel like that's really important, even though, we're winter here, so we're going internal at the moment, but it could also be summer and you can still be doing internal stuff. So it's always to the seasons of your own soul and your own spirit, not just the Mother Earth seasons. So look after yourselves this week. I know next week's going to be awesome because you've got a long weekend and the 4th of July and all that sort of lovely stuff. So with no further ado, I have Andrea from Simpsonville in Kentucky. Hi, Andrea. How are you going?
Good. How are you?
Good. Did I pronounce that right? Yes, Andrea?
Yes.
Or Andrea?
It's Andrea.
Thank you. Sorry, my mistake. My bad. I do apologize. So I work psychically with what's going on around you and mediumshiply, which is connecting with loved ones. How would you like me to work for you today?
I guess I can do a mediumship one.
Yeah, sure, not a problem. So let me just work with your loved ones as I'll ask them to step forward for me. And when I do ask you a question, just say yes, no, I'm unsure. Don't give me a lot of information. Let me work for you, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, so it's really interesting because I do have a lovely gentleman and a lovely lady vying for my attention, but I feel like the gentleman's going to step forward. And I'm not saying that um, they're together, but I just feel like they have a mutual understanding or they know each other, is just what I feel. But I know the gentleman's stepping forward. And as I step with this gentleman, I know his personality is quite a gentle soul, but I wouldn't step on his toes. I know he was a hard worker. I know that he would speak his truth. He would never lie. I do feel like he liked colorful language occasionally as well. And what I mean by that is swearing. But it's really interesting as I blend with him. I know he's talking about 58. I don't know if that was the age that he passed or there's a significance around that age. But would you understand this gentleman so far?
I think it's my brother.
Okay. And would you also understand with him that he would always be a gentleman, but if he had something to say, that he would be always trying to push himself through first, or he would always say something before others or jump into conversations. I just feel with this gentleman, like if it is your brother, you would understand that he would always, if he had an opinion, he would say it. He wouldn't keep it to himself.
Right. Yes.
Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And would he be the older brother to you?
Younger.
Younger, okay. Because he's coming through. Just let me rephrase that because I do feel like sometimes you would go to him for advice or you would go to him. I just feel that if he was your younger brother, he was a very worldly, very sort of mature for his age. Would you understand this?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. And also, if the 5 and the 8 or 58 would be resonant with him.
Unsure.
Okay, that's fine. Can I just leave the 5 and the 8 with you? Because he's talking about 58 or 5 and 8. I know it's a number. I don't feel like it's an age though. So I did jump ahead of myself with the age. But I just feel like I want to go, there's that reference to 5 and 8. But it's really interesting. Would your, okay, with your younger brother, did he pass suddenly? Because there's a suddenness around his passing.
Yes.
Thank you. And was it his? I just feel like it was not of his fault. Would you understand this?
Yes, it wasn't his fault.
Thank you, because I want to say he's telling me it's not his fault. Also, there's a reference here to an impact to my chest, or there's something around my chest area that I feel quite significant around him. And he's quite the life of the party. You would understand this.
Yes.
Was he only 3 years younger than you as well?
He actually was 3 years old.
Oh, wow. Okay. So would you
I was just
understand?
thinking that was probably where the 5 and the 8, because if you subtract that, you get 3.
Yeah, but I'm also thinking, I'm wondering around the 8th of May or 5 and 8 is important for you, the date, like around May or 8th of May. There's something about the 8th of May is what I want to talk about as well.
I'm unsure about
If
that.
it doesn't make sense, that's okay. That's okay. The other thing is he was, thank you. I do love that he's showing me the Herbie car. So the old Herbie goes bananas, a type of 58 on the Herbie car, I think. Anyway, but I know that this is significant. The 5 and 8 significant in some way, shape, or form. So I'll leave that with you. Now, as I blend with him, is there a J reference name? I don't know if it's Jason or Jasper, but there's a JS sound that I want to bring through with him. Would you understand this?
Unsure.
That's okay. That's all right. Let me just keep working with him. He's also coming through with an elderly gentleman as well. So I know that the gentleman that I had at the start is also coming through with him. So would you understand a grandfather for you that's passed?
Yes.
Thank you. And would you also understand this would be mum's dad? Do you understand this?
It's
Or
not
is
my
it
mom's
dad's
dad.
dad? It's dad's
Yeah.
dad. Thank you. And would he have been quite, because I feel like I want to go, if your brother's with him, I feel like your grandfather stepped through first, but I just want to acknowledge your brother is with him. So they're sort of intertwined a little bit because I am seeing an elderly gentleman with him. And I know there's also a lady with him as well. So I do feel like a grandmother too. But I do feel like he's not alone. I do feel like he's got beautiful people around him, if that makes sense. Now, also, there's something about, oh, okay, he keeps bringing me back to a car. Now, would you understand a car, or would you understand he loved cars like when he was here?
Yeah, he liked cars.
Thank you, because I just want to see, I'm seeing him playing with cars. Thank you. Okay. Would he be, now I can tell, no, I can't tell by your age, by your voice, but I do feel that he does present himself a lot. So I do feel like he always, thank you, you always know that he's around in some way, shape, or form. Let me just look at that for a minute. And I know that was a little bit out there, but I feel as I blend with him, he's very much taking me to white butterflies, but he's also talking about changing things around. So I don't know if keys go missing or keys get misplaced, but I want to talk about things being moved.
Both.
Thank you.
I actually love butterflies.
Okay, thank you. Because I just want to go, there's something about always letting you know that he's around. Now, also, he's making me aware that his name's been handed down as well, or someone has given his name to someone else that's actually living. So someone that was born after his passing, because he's wanting to acknowledge that handing in his name down is what I feel.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, but I just want to say, I know that he's together with your grandfather. Your grandfather wants to kick you up the butt a little bit because he wants to just give you some advice to go, make sure you say yes and not no around something that's coming up. Okay, so can I leave that with you, Andrea? Sorry, I've run out of time, but thank you, darling, for allowing me to connect with your brother. He's absolutely gorgeous. So blessings and hugs. Thank you, everyone. Have a great week, and I will chat to you next week. Bye for now.